Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. See a couple of people that were already in the waiting room. So excited to have you join us here. Thanks for joining. Oh, Mariana, nice to see you, Brazili Fitness. And we've got Maxime, Melody, Nilovna. Nice. Awesome. From Misfit. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we got a good couple people in. We'll give a couple minutes just if people want to keep trickling in. I know a lot of people are probably going to watch this after the fact on YouTube or wherever they do. So excited to have you guys watching it as well. Maybe if you could pop in the chat where you are joining us from and maybe what type of fitness business you have, because it's always nice to get a little bit of a sense of what types of, whether it's gyms, studios, whatever we're dealing with, so that we can tailor a little bit of the conversation. And yeah, you can pop those right in the chat. We've got a couple people typing. And as we do that, I will introduce you to the person that you've got in front of you that is not a flip person, a new person. Okay, we got a CrossFit gym. Thanks, Max. So let me tell you about who we've got here. So you want a consistent flow of new clients that you can count on. You want to know exactly who your dream client is and how to market to them so that they understand the value of your workouts. You want to position yourself competitively in a market in a way that feels deeply connected to your purpose and your passion and brought to life in the most authentic way. And as a fitness business and brand strategist, Barry knows exactly what it takes to accomplish all three. So he's taught group classes in nearly every modality. He's helped build fitness brands internationally for over 15 years. He has deep knowledge in both communications and consumer psychology. And as a result, he deeply understands the wants and needs of your dream clients. Barry helps you develop your brand strategy so you love your business, you know where your next clients are coming from, and you trust that being yourself is the best sales tool. So get ready to never chase a new client again, because they are coming to you thanks to Barry in this webinar. Welcome, Barry.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. It's so great to be here. Love meeting new people. Hi, Maxime. Hi, Melody. Hi, everyone who's here. Today is going to be extremely valuable to you, I hope. It's going to be about three things. Number one, showing you how unique you are. You have exceptional value that no one else can provide in the way that you do it. And I'm going to help you learn how to leverage your uniqueness into a really strong brand. Number two, it's going to be about illuminating how to confidently and easily attract more of your dream clients, just like Sarah said. So I'm going to show you how to strategically step into your uniqueness and properly leverage your value. And number three, it's also going to be about ensuring that you don't see metrics like this when you log into Flip. No new leads, no new clients, or numbers that are really, really low. And my superpower is being able to draw out your uniqueness and your value and show it to you. And more importantly, show you how to communicate it to your dream clients in the form of a brand strategy. Something I hear all the time from people that I work with is that they know what they want their clients to feel. They know what their business and their brand is all about, but they really struggle with knowing how to articulate that. And that's honestly something that everybody struggles with. It's really hard to be objective to yourself. And that's something I'm really good at helping you do so that you can explain it to your dream clients. And I'm going to show you that this is my superpower in real time on this call, because today one of you is going to walk away with a brand new brand strategy. So as you know, thanks to Sarah, my name is Barry. And ever since I was young, I've been obsessed with the power of storytelling. I'm particularly obsessed with the epic stories like Lord of the Rings and The Matrix and Star Wars and Harry Potter. But couple that with a degree in psychology and years of experience internationally as a group fitness instructor, master trainer, consultant, it's really no wonder that I've become a fitness brand strategist, which is really just a fancy way of saying that I help you determine the most compelling story about how you and your business can make your dream clients' lives better in a way that showcases so much value that it would make them feel like they'd be crazy not to sign up for your intro offer. But whether you're branding yourself as a single studio owner, a multi-location franchise, fitness brands struggle with attracting more of their dream clients and clearly communicating their value because, simply put, they build their brand strategy around the wrong thing entirely. And the funny thing is that someone who turned out to be extremely successful made the same mistake when they first started out, but with the correct shift, everything began to change. And that person was none other than Steve Jobs. Let me take you back to the late 1970s, where Apple Computers was a really young company. The computer that they launched the company with, which was called the Apple I, gave them enough money to invest in building the Apple II computer. And in order to help boost sales, Steve Jobs ran a series of ads for the Apple II. And here's one of them right here. Now, if you look at this ad, it talks about all the amazing things that this computer could do. For instance, it could plug into your TV. You could play Pong on it. It had incredible graphics in 15 colors, a familiar typewriter style keyboard, and a huge list of impressive specifications like memory, RAM, stuff like that. And the fact that you could use it even if you had no previous experience with a computer. Now, these ads bombed. And the fact that it's a super sexist ad probably didn't help very much either. But as a result, the company was not performing very well financially. Steve Jobs actually left Apple. I don't know if you know that, but Steve Jobs left Apple to go help build Pixar. And you know Pixar as the company that's so good at storytelling that they managed to make all of us cry every time we watch one of their classic films like WALL-E, Inside Out, Finding Nemo, Toy Story. Oh my God, the first 10 minutes of Up. Anybody? Just me? Let alone all the Oscars, Grammys, and Golden Globes that they've won throughout the years. But it was through working with Pixar that Steve Jobs realized the power of storytelling. And a few years later, when he returned to Apple, he started running a brand new ad campaign. He tore up the huge Apple II style ad spread and boiled everything down to just two very simple words. Think different. I'm sure many of you remember or have seen these ads before in which Steve Jobs famously says that people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who actually do. And these commercials and ads featured images of people who have shaped our world, like Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Einstein, Pablo Picasso. Go ahead and type "think different" in the comments if you've heard this quote before from Steve Jobs and you remember these ads. But as a result,
Barry, I'm just gonna jump in real quick. Yeah. We just seem to have lost video connection. I think you maybe got a ping asking you to try to reconnect. If you wouldn't mind, just there we go. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
There was a bandwidth thing, and then it said there was not enough bandwidth to share, but we should be good to go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Say the thing again about the quote so we can see what you were sharing.
Okay, well, this is probably the slide you didn't see, but these are examples of ads from this Think Different campaign.
Perfect.
Right? Do these look familiar? Does anyone recognize these?
Definitely seen the dancer one.
Yeah. But as a result of running this ad campaign, customer loyalty and sales for Apple just completely skyrocketed ever since. Now, what happened here and why these commercials are so iconic? I mean, who quotes a commercial anyway, right? Was that Steve Jobs realized that people weren't buying a computer. He realized that people were buying what they believed about how owning an Apple could shape their current or desired identity. What they believed they were buying was their dream for their lives, not the computer itself. And this didn't happen by accident. Apple completely shifted their focus to demonstrate their core belief that those who think differently can do great things with their passion and may even go on to change the world. And they told a story that communicated that buying an Apple means you're one of those people. In fact, something that Steve Jobs always said was, you have to be a little different to buy an Apple computer. And their customers deeply resonated with this. They believed they were purchasing a Mac that they could use to accomplish great things in their life because they too identified as people that thought differently. And Steve Jobs built a brand strategy that showed his customers how buying his computers fit into the story of their life and who and what they aspired to be. He appealed to their identity on an emotional level, and it was on this foundation that Apple became the company that it is today. So type "feeling it" in the comments if you feel that from Apple. But this is exactly why brand strategy is so important, especially in our industry, because the truth is that very little fitness branding and marketing demonstrates a really deep understanding of people's emotions, needs, motivations, and psychology. And when Steve Jobs first started out, he focused on the wrong thing. He was trying to sell people a computer by talking about the computer itself and all of its features. And it's the exact same way that most fitness businesses try to sell people reformer Pilates or CrossFit, because in the case of reformer Pilates, it's low impact and will tone your body from head to toe, or indoor cycling because you'll burn X number of calories in an hour and you'll be a part of a great community. Some studios will sell the amenities that they have, the type of equipment that they have. And in doing so, you're trying to sell a product and its features. And as Steve Jobs eventually came to understand, products and features are not the main drivers behind why people make decisions, particularly buying decisions. Something I say all the time is that the reason people exercise has nothing to do with exercise. People want to feel more confident. They want to go through their day with more energy. They want to participate fully in their life for a long period of time without the fear of injury. They want to be able to play with their grandkids. They want to feel attractive and capable in their bodies. But when you sell them exercise as if what they're seeking is the exercise itself, you miss a huge opportunity. You miss out on selling your dream clients what they could experience, what they could achieve, or who they could become as a result of doing your exercise. If you think about it, it's the same reason you get on an airplane. That reason has nothing to do with the airplane. I mean, could you imagine if airline companies talked about how their planes have state-of-the-art flaps that help generate the most lift? Nobody cares. And nobody cares what kind of equipment you have in your studio, unless it's a very small percentage of people that are already deeply in love with the type of workout that you offer. When it comes back to the airplane example, you want to know, and all you care about is that that plane can help take you to your dream vacation destination, that it can help you see your friends or your family. Or like one of my favorite Expedia ads, it gives you the ability to let your child experience the ocean for the first time in your home country. Now, that's not to say that the vehicle to getting those results isn't important. Steve Jobs is also famous for doing everything he could to create the perfect product, and you should too. You want to create the perfect vehicle to getting people to the results you're promising, and that comes down to your classes, but that's for another training. My wife, Shay, and co-founder of Fitness Career Masters, is specialist on that, and hopefully we get the opportunity for you to learn from her as well. But I've heard so many stories from my clients about their members sharing how a class gave them the confidence to ask for a promotion, to leave a toxic relationship, to feel like themselves again, finally run that marathon. I've had someone come up to me and tell me after months of taking my classes that they wouldn't be here anymore if it wasn't for my classes. And that's why we do this, right? And that's why I help fitness businesses and professionals like you draw out and clearly communicate their value through a really strong brand strategy. You want to think of a brand strategy as a roadmap for your business's identity. It's not just about having a catchy logo or a nice website or hot trainers, state-of-the-art equipment, beautiful studio build out for that matter. It's about deciding who your business is and how you want people to see it. Imagine your brand as a person. What values does it have? How does it talk to people? What makes it stand out? Having a clear brand strategy is like giving your business a personality that really resonates with your dream clients. It helps you be really consistent in your messaging and your actions, which builds more trust. And the more people trust your brand, the more likely they are to choose your classes over others. It's about making a good impression and building a strong relationship with your people as the guide they need to help them pass their struggles to their dream outcome. Developing a brand strategy is a matter of giving your business a strong, appealing identity that sticks in people's minds and is perceived as highly valuable in terms of how it can make their lives better. And building a strong brand strategy is exactly why my client Lucinda of Peak Flow in Rochester was able to quit her full-time job and work solely on her business as a yoga and mindfulness coach for athletes. And she attracted so many of her dream clients, she quickly sold out all of her availability in each season. And the University of Buffalo women's soccer team, who was one of her dream clients that she attracted, considered her so instrumental in their championship win that they even gave her a ring, which I thought was amazing. A strong brand strategy is also why another one of my clients, Cody of Cure Studio in Salt Lake City, said Barry's expertise in understanding our business and guiding us toward a clear vision was exactly what we needed. Our brand values and vision have never been clearer, and our marketing efforts are more targeted and effective than ever before. It's also why a client of mine, Q The Core in San Rafael, California, was able to launch their studio and immediately become triple waitlisted in every one of their classes. Now, if you want me to show you how your brand strategy could be improved right now, live on this call, type "pick me" in the comments, and Sarah is going to pick one of you, and I'll take you through that process in just a few minutes. And I promise you this is going to be really empowering and done with so much love. So type "pick me" in the comments right now.
Yeah, this is a super exciting opportunity, guys. Be great to get a little bit of live feedback from Barry here and something you can take away in action right after we hop off this webinar.
Exactly.
So definitely get your name in there.
See, Melody is typing. Go ahead and type "pick me" and type your website address in the comments. That would be the most helpful. Melody's just an instructor. Melody, if you could even just, I need someone who is the owner of their studio, because I need to talk to you about your beliefs. I need to talk to you about your values and the reason why you opened your studio. So let's wait for a few more comments to come in. And while that's happening, I want to talk to you about a few more things. I want to share with you 3 really big problems that you run into when you lack a strong brand strategy and only focus on selling the type of classes you offer. Number 1 is you limit your ability to reach more of the people you're meant to serve. When you market and sell only the type of workout that you offer, you severely limit the number of people you're able to reach. On average, studies show you reach about 3% of your available market. Look at this graph. What happens when you market and sell the type of class you offer is that inherently you're speaking to the top 3% only. These are the people who already know the value that your classes bring to their life, and they're looking for where they can take one. The majority of these people are already into fitness, and many of them are already fit. Maybe there are some in there who, through their research, have come to believe they'll enjoy your type of class or will help them achieve what they want. But at the very best, you're leaving 80 to 97% of your available market on the table because you're speaking to a very specific type of person. And you're likely not having as deep an impact and changing as many lives as you hope because you're mostly speaking to people who already love to exercise. That's not the goal of most of you, I know. Number 2, you're making marketing way harder than it needs to be. So when you build your brand strategy around the type of class that you offer, you put yourself in a position where you have a lot of potential objections to overcome. when you frame your value around the type of class you offer, you leave it up to your potential new members to color what you offer with their own perceptions, their own preconceived notions, and their own beliefs. And believe you me, they will color it with past experiences they've had with fitness, what they've heard, what they've seen, or what they've perceived about your type of workout, what the media has told them, or their friends' bad experiences. They'll color it with what they believe they're capable of, how hard they think it will be, the times they've failed in the past. You're giving nearly all of your power away to frame what you do in a way that will address their concerns, show them why what you offer is the best solution to the problem they're looking to solve, and inspire them to sign up. I'm going to drop 2 links in the chat for you to save and watch after this. But SNL recently created a skit on Pilates where they likened it to a horror film. And I'll be honest, it's objectively really funny, but there are going to be a lot of people out there who watch that and say, no way in hell am I going to do a Pilates class, and are going to pay your studio no mind every time they drive by it. Veronica's seen it. That skit is amazing. It is amazing. But if you also watch the second link, that's a link to the behind the scenes where the creators of the skit are talking about their inspiration for it. And they are not kind in talking about the fitness industry. Number 3, you get lost in the noise. So just to recap, problem number 1, you limit your ability to reach more people that you're meant to serve, reaching just the top of the pyramid. Number 2 is you're making marketing way harder than it needs to be. Number 3, you get lost in the noise. The third problem with building your brand strategy around what type of class you offer is that you're forced to compete with everyone else who offers your type of workout in your city and online. And this is called commoditizing your business. And you're forced to compete with your competitors on the level of price and features. I mean, have you looked at the websites of most fitness businesses? I have. And they all say the same thing. A high energy workout for all ability levels that will leave you dripping in sweat in a supportive community so you can meet all of your fitness goals. This to me is the same thing you experience when you go to Target to buy a new blender. I don't know, do you have Target in Canada?
No, but I think we all know what it is because it's just so fun.
Target, right? It's amazing. So you go into Target, you go into the blender aisle, and all of them pretty much look the same. So what do? You look at which ones have the features you want at the price point you want to pay, and you make a decision based on that. Mm-hmm. And in your fitness business, this puts you in a position where you're constantly having to keep up with and hype yourself up more than your competitors. And often it's a race to the bottom on price, or compete on features, compete on hype, right? Let alone compete with some giant companies that have marketing budgets larger than your annual revenue. Not a good situation to be in. So if you don't want to be in this position, type "not me" in the comments, because I'm about to show you how you can revise your copy, your brand strategy to start attracting your dream clients the instant they discover you. Just like To The Core, who went from saying sweat, shake, and Legree on their homepage and high intensity, low impact, full body workouts that will strengthen, tighten, and tone your muscles quickly and safely, which doesn't really mean anything, and sounds the exact same as literally what every other fitness business claims they can do, to survival mode, to beast mode. You've got ambition and a fire in your heart that keeps you moving towards it, but lately it feels like it might die out. We're here to show you how to make it burn bright again with classes that inspire greatness in you. Or like Cure, that went from featuring just the name of their studio along with fitness, community, and connection, which again doesn't tell their dream client anything about how they can make their life better, to revive your life with the power of movement and music, boost your confidence, energy, focus with our unique approach to movement and fitness that focuses on your mind and spirit, not just your body. All right.
Very cool.
It's time.
We've got somebody. We've
Okay.
chosen. We've made our selection. So we're going with Max. I'm going to drop the website back to the bottom of the chat. It is in French. However, if you're in Google Chrome and you hit the little Google, like at the top, the little translate thing, and it'll live translate everything in there. And
Boom.
and Max does speak English, so this will be great.
Amazing. Okay, so let's bring Max up on stage. Max, you could go ahead and unmute.
You right here. Invite to participate. There we go, Max. You would have just gotten a little ping somewhere. There we go. Hey, Max.
Hey, Max, how's it going?
Hey, good. Yourself?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming up on stage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you a few questions to get really clear on your beliefs and values behind your business. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to echo back what I feel the story that your brand strategy should be telling. And then the final step we'll take is to compare what we uncover together to how you're currently communicating it.
Yep.
So let's, I'll just share my screen for everybody so you can see for a second. Talk to us about what kind of studio you have and what kind of workouts you offer.
So basically it's a CrossFit gym. So we are offering mainly CrossFit classes, but we have also different type of classes, which is more about HIIT class. So there's a more simple CrossFit class. So there's no barbell in it. We are also offering class for 60 plus years old members. And we offer some private, semi-private services also. These
Okay.
are the main offer that we do right now.
Got it. Perfect. And why did you decide to open a CrossFit business?
At first, it was just to help people to do CrossFit a better way that we were having in our town. So that was our first goal at the beginning. And I say that because it was 10 years ago. But right now, during those 10 years, our goals changed a little bit. But at first, that was our ambition, and do the best or build the best CrossFit gym as possible. So that was our goal.
Okay. So you were a big believer in CrossFit before opening your business.
Yeah.
Talk to me about when you first discovered CrossFit. How many years before your studio was that?
Yeah, so I was at the university, and one of our teacher was the owner of the first CrossFit in town, and he make us live a type of training in the class. So that's how I discovered it, and he started saying that that there's a new type of training that's coming in. It's called CrossFit. So that's the type of training. So before I was a hockey player, I still play hockey, but that type of training was really joined, like that was talking to me. So a couple of days later, I just called to the gym, and they answered the phone. That at that time was really impressing. And they say, hey, there's some space available, like in 3 hours, you want to come? So I'd say, okay, let's do it. And that's how it started.
Okay. So you'd been a hockey player previously. You'd done other types of training.
Yeah, I was doing mainly like global gym training, more specific hockey training stuff, but that was my training that I was doing before.
Got it. And what was it about CrossFit that made you say, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this.
It was the variety of movement, the intensity of it, and the also the everyone in there. You're not alone with your headphone. Everybody's in there, so the community aspect was really like get me in, and these are the things I really liked at the first. So it was something new, something really dynamic, something that you don't waste your time taking some rest. So that really that's what got me in.
Okay, I want to go a little bit deeper into that. And this can be entirely your opinion or your beliefs, but what's the importance of engaging in a variety of movement? What's the importance of the intensity of CrossFit? What's the importance of not feeling alone?
For me, it's the ability to challenge myself in the gym, just to make sure that everything that I do in life, it just make it easier. So I don't have to ask myself, am I able to go do a hiking with my daughter? I know that I will be able to do it, because when I do CrossFit class, I know that I can achieve not the impossible, but I can achieve many things that I at first think that it's quite impossible or hard to do. So after that, everything that I do in life are just easier for me.
So you have the confidence that any activity that you want to do in your life, you're going to be able to do, and it will be easy.
Yeah, let's say that my physical capacity or not, that's not what's going to limit myself. That can be a mind limit or more of a fear aspect, but my body will not let me down if I have to do something physical or an activity outside the gym or just a physical activity. Yeah.
Got it. Now, this next question may sound a little ridiculous, but what's the problem with your physical activity limiting you or stopping you? Why is that such a bad thing?
I wouldn't. I don't feel that right now, because I've been doing it for a long time. I don't feel any limits, but that's what when I talk to people who are starting in my gym, that's what I say. It's just, how do you feel when you get a sweat and when you just throw a ball with your kids for 5 minutes? How do you feel with that? And they say that's not normal. So that's what I say to people. That's, if you come in, your feeling is going to change and you're going to feel proud of what you're doing, and you won't feel shame or stuff like that anymore, because you will have gained strength and power or whatever in my gym. Yeah.
Got it. So let's pull that thread a little bit more, and you can draw off of conversations you've had with your clients. When you
Did we lose him?
Yeah, we'll.
Barry.
I can hear you. Here we go.
We lost your last question.
I caught it that time. So yeah, I didn't keep going. Okay, so I was saying the problem with not feeling strong or capable in your body is, number one, you're going to feel ashamed. Ashamed as a parent, as an example for your kids, ashamed in public settings, ashamed that you can't do the same things that your friends are able to do. Am I on the right track here?
Yeah.
So ashamed is one of them. But I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that also kind of bleeds into, you're not going to be able to fully participate in your life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to type that down. Another ridiculous question. What's so bad about feeling ashamed or feeling like you're not able to fully participate in your life? What's the problem with that?
Well, it's just that if you don't, you lose it gets you like, you're less proud of yourself. You just let yourself down and say, I'm not in good shape enough to do that, or I'm not that type of parents who can go, as I said, go hike with the kids when they have a hiking class or whatever. So if if I have to go there with my daughter at school and I can climb that mountain, then but all the kids can do it and I'm the one behind just trying to keep up the pace. That's not the image that I want to give my children. So I want to be able to show them that if you get in good shape, you can do anything you want and you will be able to just be whatever you want.
Got it. Maybe one or two more questions here. And I hope everyone else that's listening or watching, you're writing down your own responses to these questions. You're thinking about what all this means in terms of your own beliefs and in terms of your own business. So I forgot to say that before, but start writing down your own thoughts in response to some of these questions I'm asking Max. Max, one or two more questions. What do you believe contributes the most to people getting into this state where they're not physically feeling strong or capable in their bodies? Is it the busyness of their schedule? Is it fear of going into the gym? Is it how boring it is to go into the gym? Like, what are your beliefs there? What's causing this problem?
As you said, I think it's a mix of everything. So it depends on the moment of their life, of where they're at when they come into my gym. Yes, they have a busy schedule. Their priority are not at the right place right now. They're just focusing on, they get new responsibility at the job and they have to work that many hours a week. They prioritize their kids' activities before their activities. As I said, that's the issues that people come into our gym. And but once they got through there, I always congratulate them to make the first step to come see us. That's the first step.
Got it.
But prior to that, I know that there's a lot of thinking. Sometimes what I think it's the confidence or the trust that I have to put in someone's business or in someone else before go to knock their doors and say, hey, I need help for reaching that goal. So that's where I think it's going to come later in the image and the branding and stuff like that. But that's what I think when people are not ready to start or why they are not doing the steps to reach their goals. Is that
right?
Schedule, priorities, these are the ones.
Right. Now, last question is why not just go to a Pilates class down the street or a strength class at another studio? Why come and do CrossFit? Why is CrossFit the best path to feeling physically capable of doing anything you want to do in your life?
Let's say that CrossFit is a really challenging way to challenge yourself and make all the rest of your life easier. Because if you go to the gym and you find it easy, that's not going to build you character or confidence. If you do hard stuff, sometimes the hard stuff that you were thinking that were hard are now easier because you know what really hard physical demand can be if you come into our gym. We don't say that every workout that you're going to do, you're going to be like, as you typically say CrossFit, you're going to puke after first workout. That's not what we're doing, but we ask everybody to challenge themselves at their limits and scale it the way that they don't feel comfortable, but not that much uncomfortable.
Got it.
So, but that's why I think the CrossFit it's one of the best training, but that's why I think it.
Right. Okay. Amazing. I think I've got it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just kind of echo back to you everything that I've heard, and you can tell me if you feel like we nailed it. We got it right. So here's the story. When you're young, you feel strong, capable, energetic, unstoppable. Like you can do anything. And that's why we see our kids running and jumping and dreaming as they go throughout their life. But at some point, when you become an adult, it gets much, much harder to do that. Responsibilities start to pile on. We get a really busy schedule. There's a lot of stress in our modern day life. And when you get hit with new responsibilities, like becoming a parent or getting a promotion at work that's requiring so much more time of you, you suddenly find yourself in a place where you don't feel at home in your body at all anymore. You start to lose your sense of yourself because suddenly you're not able to do all the things that you used to be able to do, or even the things that you want to do. You find yourself not keeping up with your kids, or not being able to keep up with your friends, or not feel confident doing the activities that you used to love to do. And it makes you feel kind of ashamed of yourself. It makes you feel like you don't know who you are anymore. You don't feel as proud of yourself anymore. You don't feel like you can fully participate in your life. And if you're a parent, the worst thing is that you're not being the example to your kids that you want them to see. And the worst part is that if you try to do something about it, there's so much information out there that you have no idea where to get started. Or you go into a gym and you find yourself wandering around and doing a few exercises, but it's so boring, it's hard to stay motivated. Or you'll go into certain types of classes and you don't understand why they're asking you to do all the crazy moves that they're asking you to do. And that's why we want to invite you to Lucine. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because when you come do CrossFit with us, you can trust that we're going to give you the fastest path back to feeling fully capable in your body and fully present in your life again. The reason CrossFit is the best path to getting there is because we teach you a lot of different complex movement patterns that are going to bring strength back into your body through your full range of motion the fastest. But what's even more important is that the challenge of CrossFit, which is tailored to everybody that comes in our door, no matter what shape or size or age or ability level, teaches you that you are much more capable of doing things with your body than you thought you were. And when you start to feel that confidence that you get from making your way through a workout that you didn't think you were going to get through, you start going into your life with more confidence. You start saying yes to more opportunities. You start trying new things more often. And the combination of these two things, the strength you'll feel in your body and the confidence, is what's going to bring you back to feeling young and alive in your body again. So sign up here for your first class. How does that sound?
Sign me up.
Inspirational.
Did anyone else have that reaction? Sarah, did you have that sign me up reaction?
Yeah, totally.
Right?
And I like that it's
comments
unique.
Too.
I like that it's unique to the story that Max had brought, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we looked at a couple of examples that you've done with your clients, and obviously there are different reasons that people have found those things, and the personal connection when you're showing us that pyramid of like you've got 3% people that are just like ready for a workout, and maybe you happen to capture them, and then if you go down that pyramid to someone who like deeply resonates with the story, that it's so much easier for me to relate to that story than it is to like community, speed, sweat. I'm like, great.
Yes.
Like know what that means, but sure. But this is like,
Right.
there's an emotional aspect to it. And then if I'm maybe feeling not motivated to go to the gym that day and I remember that story and why I joined, it's like, no, I want to hike with my kid next Saturday. I want to go do that thing. And that's what's bringing me back. And it feels like much more rooted in emotion, which to your points earlier, like we're buying for those things. We're not buying for the features, for the whatever.
Sarah, you absolutely nailed it. Yes, exactly. So that's what I want to point out for the rest of you watching and listening. What I did in just a short period of time with Max was I drew out who his dream client is, what's most important and value to them in their life. And then I highlighted not the modality of CrossFit as the thing they're buying. To Sarah's point, I highlighted the transformation of their life as the thing they're buying, and CrossFit being the perfect vehicle to get there. So I checked a lot of boxes here. I'm not appealing just to the people who are interested in CrossFit. I'm tapping deeper into the market to talk to people that never would have considered CrossFit before, right? I'm moving away from marketing just CrossFit, which, let's be honest, for most people looking at it objectively are going to be like, oh, hell no, that's way too hard. That looks way too intense. They watch the CrossFit games and they're like, I'm not like that. I can't do that, right? When we frame it this way, we can better highlight that maybe CrossFit actually is something that I can do. Maybe it is something that I can try because they get me. They get what I'm going through, right? This empathy piece is something that's missing in so much of our branding as fitness businesses. We're up there dancing on top of the mountain saying, look at us. It is so awesome up here. Look what your life could be like. Look how hot we are. Woohoo. And all the people down the mountain are looking way up at you and being like, that looks great. Good for you. I have no idea how to get up there, right? You're asking them to come so far, especially in our industry, right? Because they have to bypass, like I said, all their preconceived notions, their fears, their doubts, their insecurities. They have to carve out time. They have to drive across town. They have to pump themselves up, right? It's a lot. But when you come down that mountain and you say, I understand what you're going through, and it really sucks, and it doesn't have to be this way. I have a path out of this for you. That's when everything starts to change, right? So that's the transformation that I'm hoping to provide for you. So there's a few things that I want to highlight that begin to happen when you get really, really clear on your brand strategy. And what I want you to recognize, especially if you're thinking, oh my God, here's something else that I need to focus on in my business. You're going to find that a strong brand strategy is extremely transformative for your business, no matter what size it is, because it naturally helps you with a lot of your other efforts. Number one, you're going to better stick in the minds of your dream clients when they come across your brand, because you're going to form that emotional connection with them. Number two, you're going to establish stronger trust. Especially in the fitness industry, there's a lot of mistrust to overcome, particularly from bad past experiences people have had, or like I've said before, what they've seen in the media, their own perceptions of the workout you offer, what their friend has told them, right? You're going to have an easier time establishing trust than everyone else. You're going to differentiate from your competitors, right? Max is going to differentiate from all of the other fitness businesses in town by communicating this story of his brand strategy, but he's also going to differentiate from other CrossFit gyms because of his unique beliefs and approach to CrossFit, right? And there are a lot of other businesses locally, online, and really big players that do what you do. And your superpower is that you can stand apart by leaning into your unique perspective, your beliefs, and your values. You're going to develop more loyalty. Something I talk about a lot with my clients is ensuring that you're providing a consistent experience that they can count on. And having a really strong brand strategy helps inform what that experience is. Max is going to be able to better coach all of his coaches to ensure that the way they motivate in the class, the way they put the workout together, is keeping in mind that these people want to reclaim their lives. right? So it changes everything about how your experience is put together. You're going to be able to level up your marketing efforts. It's going to pack a much stronger punch because instead of talking about what you do, you'll talk about the impact that what you do has and how you do it has on people's lives. You're going to create a strong culture, a brand around what you believe and what you do. And as you learned from the Steve Jobs story, this is marketing that people respond to. You're going to have an easier time attracting more talent, meaning coaches and instructors, because a compelling brand story will resonate not just with the right dream clients, but with the right staff members, instructors. And you're going to be able to build a stronger team and workplace culture. You'll be able to set your focus around a specific outcome you want for your clients rather than merely offering classes. Your instructors are going to recognize that they aren't there just to teach a class. They're there because they're part of a mission to transform people's lives in the way that you've determined you're best equipped to. You're going to enhance your perceived value. And when you do that, you can command higher prices. And your consumers often associate well-established brands with higher quality and higher reliability. And then you're going to navigate challenges better. I mean, God forbid another pandemic rolls around. But if something like that were to happen, when you have a strong brand strategy, it's easy to pivot and think of other ways to accomplish your brand strategy, your brand promise. So in essence, a really strong brand strategy is an investment that pays off by creating a positive, enduring perception that benefits your business across all of your operations. So move brand strategy to the top of your to-do list. But the problem is, like we talked about, it's really hard to read the label from inside the bottle, which means it's very challenging to be objective about yourself and your business. My wife, Shay, and I struggle with this too. We can't do it for ourselves. I believe nobody can. It's very hard. We have a coach to help us with this. And that's exactly why I want to offer the first 12 of you who follow the link on this screen, which is going to be the same link that I'm going to drop in the chat in just a second, the opportunity to book a free call with me during which I'll revise your brand strategy with you just the same way I did for Max. So here comes, I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now and go. And when you hop on this call with me, it's going to go very similar to my conversation with Max. I'm going to ask you some initial questions to understand you and your business better, get a sense of the challenges you're facing. I'm going to ask you more specific questions about your beliefs to help me understand what your ideal brand strategy is. And then I'm going to echo that back to you. I'm going to reveal how you should be telling that story to your dream clients and help you tap deeper into the market. And then if it feels like it's a good fit for us to work together, I'll invite you to work either one-on-one with me in my coaching program called The One, or in my group program called the Brand Strategy Lab. And you're going to walk away with not just a brand new brand strategy in PDF form that you can use to coach your staff and your instructors and your marketing team with and your social media manager with. You're going to walk away with a brand new marketing strategy based on your brand strategy. You're going to walk away with a complete guide on how to bring your brand strategy to life in your website copy, and a guide on how to revise your social media marketing to best reflect your brand strategy. And if you book before the call's over, I'm going to also give you access to my free ebook, which is called the same thing as this webinar, Why You're Not Selling Out Your Classes and What to Do About It. With the audiobook version and also a free mini course, all of which take you into greater depth and help you implement what you learned today. There's some actual question prompts in this guide that will help guide you to some of the answers that you're looking for. But the last thing I want to show you is going back to Max's site. We all remember the story that I just uncovered with Max. If we go back to Max's website, and I know this might be a little not completely accurate because of the translation, but if we look at our engagement, help you achieve your goals and adopt a healthy lifestyle in a non-judgmental, professional, and safe place while enjoying surpassing yourself. I see room for improvement here, where Max, we can communicate instead of our engagement or our mission,
Our commitment. Yeah.
our commitment, right? You can say something more along the lines of reclaim your life, feel young and capable in your body again. We can speak directly to the result that we know your dream clients are looking for, right? And instead of help you achieve your goals and adopt a healthy lifestyle in a non-judgmental, professional, and safe place, which sounds like a lot of other gyms and businesses, we can say something like, life has a way of making you feel old well before you're supposed to. We, through our CrossFit classes, help you reclaim your life and gain confidence to feel young as long as you want to, something along those lines, right? Mm-hmm. So what I do like is that you do show empathy in this section here, but I think we can go even deeper to create a richer story, right? Because we know that these people are probably lacking time and overloaded at work, but we can explain to them why it's not their fault they're feeling that way and what it feels like and why that's a problem. And then as we go down the page, we can do better to talk about why these offers are the perfect prescription that your dream clients are looking for to achieve the dream outcome that you're promising. So it's not a matter of just offering these services. It's about showcasing a perfect prescription. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I want to help each of you with on this call. So please don't hesitate to sign up for that free session with me. And thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day to be here with us today.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much to Max for coming up into the hot seat here. Yeah, thank you so much for giving us that opportunity to do the live example. I'll let you back out onto your private computer world, but thank you so much for joining us here. And Barry, thank you so much for joining us on a Flip webinar so that we can provide so much incredible value to anyone with a fitness business that's asking themselves maybe why they're not able to get as many of the new clients as they think they should be able to. One of the things that comes up often with our clients when we're looking at a lot of different problems is like you have great trainers, you have great programming, you have a great experience in your gym. That's not the problem. If the problem is much further up the funnel than that, and what you've kind of given people here is the ability to go to the very, very top of that funnel and say, like, how I'm even trying to capture people into this funnel is not quite right. So I need to approach it through this lens and with this sort of framework so that I can do it well.
Exactly. And I also recognize that it's entirely not your fault because, and I struggled with the same thing for a long time because we're so far separated from what our dream clients are going through. It's called the curse of knowledge, right? You love your workout. You know the value of it now. So naturally, it's difficult to empathize with someone who's much earlier on that journey and show them and communicate to them what the value of what you do is. And just like Sarah said, having incredible instructors and incredible class experiences doesn't matter if you're not able to communicate the value of it to people to get them in the first place. If anyone has any questions quickly, feel free to drop it in the chat. Sarah, if that's okay, we can hang out for another minute or so to see if any questions come in. Otherwise, I hope to see you on your strategy session with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, you guys follow that link. And for the people who are maybe watching this after the fact, like you've maybe signed up and you're watching there, you'll have access to this as well. And time is a tick and it's still only the first 12. So you better get in there as quickly as you can.
If you're watching it well in the future, the chances that my calendar's opened up and you have a spot as well is very likely. So please don't hesitate to follow the link to book.
Awesome. Well, if anyone has any questions, you can obviously feel free to reach out to Barry directly. You can reach out to me directly and I'll point you in the right direction. And yeah, this recording will be available through those of you who have registered already. It'll be in your email, and then the rest of you are accessing this asynchronously anyway, and you already have the recording. So there you go.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sarah, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you.